TV. It's Saturday night in Baton Rouge and we're cooking shrimp creole. This is more of a traditional southern New Orleans style dish, but we'll call it Cajun nonetheless. So let's get cooking. First, we have 2 pounds of large shrimp. You can get the jumbo size, but we prefer this size for making soups and gumbos. We also have 4 cups of Cajun Trinity, which is chopped up sweet Vidalia onion, bell peppers, and celery. We're going to make a roux, so I have a half a cup of flour and a stick of butter. Previously this week I made some vegetable stock, so we have 8 cups of vegetable stock. I have a can of Rotel tomatoes, 2 cans of tomato sauce, and some rice, and some minced up garlic and shallots. And this would be the garlic, and the shallots are very similar, almost like a little tiny purple onion. And of course we can't forget we've got some Tony Chachere's here. So we're going to get started peeling and deveining the shrimp, and then we'll start putting it all together.
Yeah.
Right now I'm peeling the shrimp, and I'm going to show you how that's done. We just take the top, hold it in your left hand at the tail, take from the legs down here and just pull them apart, and you can pull off most of the shell, and then you're able to just squeeze between your fingers here, squeeze out the tail portion. So then you have a beautiful whole shrimp here. Now we want to devein it, and there are deveining gadgets, but a knife, a good sharp paring knife, works just the same. So just delicately cut through the top here, and you can see the vein is right here at the top. If you just pull it out with your knife like this, it comes right out, and have a paper towel handy and just wipe your knife and then set your shrimp aside. And we're going to keep doing this, and Mike is going to help me, and we're going to get cooking. We've peeled and deveined 2 pounds of large shrimp, and now we're ready to get started putting everything together. Inside a large pot here I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm heating that up. I'm going to toss in our Cajun Trinity. This is 4 cups of Cajun Trinity. I'm going to saute these vegetables till they're softened, and then we're going to keep going. I've wilted the vegetables. They look really nice here. I also put in the garlic and shallots. I'm just going to move these to a bowl here for a little bit because I need to make a roux, and I can do it in the same pot. So I'm going to move this. That's good. Return it to the fire. I have the stick of butter here. It's already softened for me. There we go. I'm going to soften this butter, get it bubbly and hot, and then I'm going to make a really light roux. I'm making the roux here. I've got the butter bubbly and hot. I'm just tossing in the flour little by little and stirring well. I'm just going to stir this in. I'm not going to let it get too brown. And if you need to see how to make a roux, a dark roux, I have a separate video for that that's labeled How to Make a Roux.
Who'd have thought it?
Mike is just a card, isn't he? So I've got that all mixed good. Just let it cook for a minute. Keep stirring, of course. You don't want it to scorch. And I'm going to go ahead and toss back in carefully my vegetables. And mix those up well. It's smelling quite good in here. Okay. Next, I'm going to put in our vegetable stock. And I made vegetable stock last week by just chopping up all of the Cajun Trinity and freezing it. And then I had all the leftover pieces and parts of onion, celery, and bell pepper. So I just boiled that for about an hour. So now I have a beautiful, flavorful stock. We're going to pour these 8 cups of stock here. And we're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. Cajun Trinity and vegetable broth mixture boiling here for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's reduced down to, as you can see here, it's getting really thick and smells wonderful. So right now I'm going to go ahead and add in our 1 can of Rotel tomatoes. Carefully add that in since it is boiling here. Stir that in. And I've got 2 8-ounce cans of Hunt's tomato sauce. So we're just going to toss that in. And I'll tell you the main difference between shrimp creole, people sometimes ask this, what is the main difference between shrimp creole and crawfish etouffee or an etouffee? An etouffee is basically the roux and your broth. And very similar to what we did here. The only difference with shrimp creole that I can see is adding the tomato sauce. Shrimp creole is more of a red sauce. So we will let this cook another 15 minutes. It's going to cook down and get really thick and rich. And then we'll add in our shrimp right at the end. I'll go ahead and toss in our 1 tablespoon of Tony Chachere's at this time. It's looking good, Mike.
Yes, indeed.
Cut. Now I'm ready. We have this beautiful tomato sauce here. And we're ready to throw in the shrimp. Just toss those bad boys in there. This is going to be so good. We're going to toss this around. I'm going to let it simmer another 10 minutes or so to cook the shrimp. And then we're going to be ready to eat. Are you filming? Grocery shop. And we thank you for joining us tonight on Cajun Cooking TV. We made shrimp creole and it is outstanding. Coming up on other episodes, we've got deluxe seafood gumbo, so stay tuned for that. If you want the full recipe tonight, go to CajunCookingTV.com. Bye-bye.